All right, students, welcome to the Nature of Science. This is Unit 1, Lesson 1, Scientific Knowledge. Let me throw this on Present. And there we go. What are the types of scientific knowledge? Scientists are always looking for knowledge, a new way to know things, a way to understand things, and we classify it as the different types of knowledge that can be out there. SOLs, start them next time. But one thing I'm going to have you guys do, and if you were in class, you would have done this. There's a pre-assessment that all sixth grade science students will be taking. It does not count as a grade, but I want you to do it and try your best. There is a link right there, and you'll be taken to a Google Doc, and or basically a Google form. And on that Google form, you will fill it out, and we'll see where you guys are with scientific knowledge. So, what is science? Science is the study of the natural world. I underline important words or clue words. If you would have had me as a student the last couple of years, you would know that those are the blank spots in the closed notes for you to fill out. But we don't have paper notes this year. So, science is the study of the natural world. Science is also um, explaining what's around us, explaining the world around us. Why does it rain when there are clouds? Why is it warmer in the sun and cooler in the shade? Why does it take water so long to freeze? Why does salt water not freeze? There are all these questions that have been answered over the thousands upon thousands of years, um, and we classify it. Biology is a life science, it is living things. Geology is earth science, our planet. Physics and chemistry is physical science, non-living matter, and kind of took over. The four sciences, but these are kind of the classifications of sciences. Some of you will take a few of these as you get older, in high school or in college. So here is a video. Uh, Kind of a cool, neat little video to watch. Please watch it. These videos are put here for a reason. I expect you guys to watch them. They shouldn't be overly long, but this is kind of a nice one. It talks about chemistry, physics, biology, and math. The sciences, and they put them to music and how they're used. It is kind of fun. So, vocabulary. Law. Law is a description of a specific relationship under given conditions in the natural world. A theory is a well supported explanation of nature. Laws are things that we have noticed over time. This happens. This happens because of this, and these laws have been founded. A theory is a well supported explanation of nature. So those are two main definitions we're looking at now. As we look to the next slide, laws describe principles of nature. Laws describe how the world works. Theories help us understand the laws we observe. Now, there are going to be two videos for you to watch. There is a TED Ed on theory to law and Amoeba Sisters. Amoeba Sisters are awesome. Although you see a lot more of them in seventh grade science, but just a few awesome sixth grade videos that I'm able to work in. So, theory versus law, what's the difference? A TED Ed. And casual and scientific use of theory and law. Please watch those. They will explain them very well and the differences. Empirical evidence. All the measurements and data scientists gather in support of a scientific explanation. When we do labs, we will be doing empirical evidence, or we will watch people find empirical evidence and we will put it into lab sheets. So, empirical evidence is all the measurements and data scientists gather in support of a scientific explanation. Where do scientists get their evidence? Field work is one way. You go outside. Field work is done outside. Biologists and geologists do field work. That is the collection of data. It's the empirical evidence. You just can't say, well, I think this is going to happen, so it's going to happen. No, you have to prove it in a lab or outdoors with fieldwork and data and looking at things and discovering. Laboratory work is done inside in a laboratory. Experiments are done here. Chemists and physicists will do work here, but biologists and geologists are outside. Some scientists work inside, some scientists work outside. So, there is a cool video. This girl is doing, woman, oh, I shouldn't say, woman is doing field work. She is a scientist. Um, Watch her as she does her job as a scientist. Great example of field work. That's a scientist at work. Good video. How do scientific ideas change? New evidence, better technology will give new evidence and change the scientific idea. We used to think that atoms were like bowling balls and they were the center of the universe. Better technology changed this. The better our technology, the better we understand things. Cells. We didn't understand cells until someone made a microscope and we could see them. Um, the way planets revolve, the sun, the earth. We couldn't see them. When we see them, better technology gives us better ideas and we see things differently. Also, scientists collaborate and debate. Scientists share ideas and question things to be sure they are supported. Now, not all scientists agree, but if 99 scientists agree on one thing, you don't want to go with the one person that says differently because they work very hard at proving things and they take great pride. Once a scientist publishes bad information intentionally, they are not a scientist anymore. Okay, so the history of the atom. The history of the atom is a cool little video that talks about how technology changes. Atomic theory, a brief history. So that is another video that I want you to watch. And so summing up, a scientific law describes what happens, but a scientific theory describes for what reasons it happens. Empirical evidence is all measurements and data scientists gather in support of a scientific explanation. Scientific knowledge often changes with new evidence or new, I'm blocking out the word, but you'll be able to see it whenever you do it, interpretations. So, since this is a Padlet, I've given you a lot of blanks to fill in. Find the words that go in. Here's a hint. If you look back in the notes, it just might tell you the answer. There's matching pairs. Get the pairs right. Match them up. It might take a little while, but get them right. Get them matched. A virtual field trip. There's a lab. You can take a virtual field trip inside the lab. And I hope it works. This is supposed to be a mountainside, and that can be a virtual where geologists or biologists will be working out in the field. So, students, this is on YouTube. I will describe and go over this in class as well. But if you missed my class or if you want to hear this over again, you always have YouTube. Like and subscribe. All right. Thank you.